Hey, you guys, from me again. This is going to be a fun live chat for me. You know, when people talk about narcissistic abuse, it's always so sad, right? And daunting, you know, because of the abuse that people experience in these situations. But today, we're going to err on the sunny side of things. We're going to talk about some of these lessons, some of these really good lessons. And sidebar, these kids are home from spring break and they are driving me nuts. Like, I'm trying to understand how a 50-pound, someone that barely weighs 50 pounds, is taking steps through the house like they weigh 1,000 pounds. Like, what is up with that? I definitely lock my door. It doesn't mean that they won't come knocking because this morning has been a little interesting for me with children. And yeah, apparently the twins may be going through a growth spurt because you could tell when kids are going through growth spurts, they start, Mia! She won't hear me right now because my room is insulated. But I'm like ready to hop on my other phone and go on the nanny cam in her room and be like, can you please stop stomping around like that? Can you stop doing that, sweetheart? But yeah, they may be going through a growth spurt because they want to eat everything in sight, right? But I already was prepared. I knew that I had to get extra groceries this week because those hours that they're normally at school and all I really have to pack is like for their snack time and stuff at school. They could have breakfast and lunch there. But yeah, they're home snacking away, which is good though, which is good because they're so darn little and skinny. I was so bony like that when I was their age. So I'm like, genetics will probably catch up to them soon enough. So I'm not going to be concerned, but I'm definitely mindful, making sure to get these calories in. But I digress, To all the other parents home on spring break, some kids do it the week before Easter and some do it rolling out at Easter. So ours is before. And another sidebar, I was actually thinking about my Easter dinner. I'm like, what do you want to cook, kid? Because in case you guys don't know, I can cook. I know my way very well around the kitchen. I used to run a catering business, so I got one of those big mama old school type hands where I could literally cook with my eyes. I'm a chemist in the kitchen, okay? People love to come over my house for dinner. So, but this year I'm sure it'll probably just be me and the kids. 99.9% sure. We'll see. But yeah, back to the topic of this live chat. um, Positive lessons I've learned from a narcissist, right? Good can come out of these relationships. And when I say positive lessons, it's how they're moving as well, honestly. These are things that narcissists are doing, but they may be using it, in a negative manner, but they're doing it nonetheless, right? So uh you can take from that and use it in a good way. Use it for good. There's very intelligent people in the world and maybe they just use their intelligence to commit crimes. And you can look at a narcissist in that type of way. But anyhow, let's go ahead and hop on into this list because I know we all don't have all day. I know I don't, right? So the first thing that I have here that I definitely learned from a narcissist is to make sure things are mutually beneficial. You know, there's a give and a take. Um, for certain type of personalities, and especially people who are just used to being givers, there may have been a time in your life where you were just trained to look negatively on asking of others or getting your needs met. But I definitely, narcissists, they want to get their needs met. And in their mind is mutually beneficial, even if they're bamboozling you, like they're giving you the illusion. It's making you happy in a moment. It's like, okay, it's still an exchange here. And a lot of people look negatively on making things more reciprocal or more beneficial. Like, yeah, you're going to get something out of it too. What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that, you guys. Any type of dealings you have, it should be mutually beneficial. You get something, I get something, everybody's getting something. There's a fair exchange of energy. It's when it's lopsided, that's when you're ending up feeling drained and depleted. It's because the deposits, aren't really being put into you, or not even attempting to be put into you, not even making it look like, but it just doesn't even exist. With a narcissist, they're bamboozling you, or they're making, the type of deposits that, yeah, bamboozle is a good thing to, like, it'll look like a juicy steak, but it's really ramen noodles, you know. But yeah, it's good. Take that lesson from them, you guys, and don't feel no way about it. I've learned over time, like me being that giver, because I was trained that way as a child. Give, 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 and don't ask for much in return. Like when people say, I don't ask for that much, it's not hard to please me. I'm simple, da, 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 da. It's okay. It's okay to have standards. You know how the celebrities be like, yeah, I'll come do the show, but I want a bowl of purple M&Ms, only the purple ones. Like some people get really particular about what's beneficially mutually beneficial for them. But I say all of that to say you choose what you're worth. You choose what's mutually beneficial, and that can be in any type of way. And I'll make it a little bit personal. I do feel at a certain time in my life that my older children who are adults, they've, just looked at me as some type of cash cow, like some type of ATM. Like I just hit mommy up and just take, 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 And for a while I went along with this and I was like, girl, is you crazy? How hard are you working to have that to give to them? Like, nope, there has to be something. We're each gonna get something out of this. Let them earn this money, you know, let them earn it and make it that way. So I do. I do. I make sure, there's some type of way of reciprocity. It doesn't mean that you can't ever do anything for anyone or have any type of charity. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But more than not, you should be making sure that your situations and your relationships are actually mutually beneficial. It's not just one person just using you and, because that's what's happening at that point. All right. So on to the next thing, you guys. Don't go into things blindly. And some of you are going to be like, I didn't go into things blindly. I thought I knew the person, but they were just someone that they weren't. But if you really think about it, like, did you really do your research? Did you really get your receipts? Did you really find out? Did you really verify? Or did you just take somebody's word for it or how they appeared? And this is the crazy thing about that. Some of us are so laser sharp when it comes to our professional business, right? Like we will research stuff and be on top of it. But then when it comes to matters of the heart, when we're being led or we're feeling like, or those times being led more with our emotions than with our intellect, we're not getting those receipts properly. But I bet you one thing, that narcissist probably studied the shit out of you, researched the shit out of you, found out and verified all that shit about you while they were making their master plan on how they were going to manipulate you in whatever way. So, make an effort of not going into things blindly, you know, and finding out what something really is. So that's definitely going to be my number two. All right. Number three, get out of a sinking ship fast. Or, definitely faster than you have in the past. Like with certain tender-hearted people, especially once their emotions get involved into situations, you'll be looking for every reason why you should be trying to work something out with somebody when it's clear as day, when you don't have all, enough fails in the situation. And you probably wouldn't even logically do this in any type of other relationship. But once that heart get involved, yeah. But what you find out about narcissists, when you need them, where are they at? They probably done bailed on you, or they probably seen it coming from a mile away. They timing the exit, baby. They don't want to be on a sinking ship, but they're the sinking ship. So in this situation, when you're in these type of, when you start seeing the toxicity, bail out, like get off of that sinking ship, or else you're going to go down with it. And that's when you have all of that collateral damage, more shit to heal from, more losses in all types of ways. It's more traumatizing at that point. So it's okay. It's called self-preservation. You see it all the time in different types of relationships. Like, you see where something is going. Don't let love make you the fool. You don't have to be a fool because you care. You don't have to be a fool because you love somebody. You have to protect yourself as well. Like I said, it's called self-preservation here. Self-preservation. And that may be something that, abused people or previously abused people may have to be more mindful about. Okay. Because, and then that's the crazy thing. You're on somebody else's sinking ship. Like, this wouldn't even happen to you if you weren't in this person's stratosphere, if you weren't on their ship. You're in their lane. You're catching parts of their karma. You could have dodged. You wouldn't have been nowhere near it. You would have just cut your ties with that person. So get off of the sinking ship. Now, when I say that, does it mean that you can't be there for a real friend? Does it mean that you can't be any type of support to a healthy person when they're going through a situation? Yes, you can, with boundaries, in a way that isn't going to poison or, bring this toxicity into your life. But learn how to get out of a sinking ship fast. Learn how to think ahead, not just for now. Think about 3 months from now, a year, like see ahead of situations. Try to learn how to do something like that. And that requires critical thinking. It requires looking at what's going on right now. It requires knowing how things operated in the past. So get out of them sinking ships faster. Save yourself a lot of heartache. And like I said, the collateral damages, you guys, all right? They damn sure get out of Dodge. At least they try to, whether they do it right or correctly. It's in their mind that they're going to protect their own best interests. That's what they try to do anyway, right? So the next thing on this list is, I just got to say it like this: never let a motherfucker think you need them. Yeah. And that's going to deal with that codependency energy. Once this narcissist has you, locked in with them, with the trauma bonds and the soul ties, got you emotionally depending on them, which is basically psychologically depending on somebody, which is deep as fuck. That's worse than financially depending on somebody. Okay. When somebody has your mind. But once they know this, that's when they can go into devaluing you. They feel comfortable because they feel like, I got you in the palm of my hands. I got you right here like a puppeteer. So you put people on a pedestal basically, and they could tell by the way you start moving in life. You start just shutting everything out of your world is revolving around this person and this relationship in an unhealthy manner. I'm not talking about a husband and wife that's maybe more introverted together. I'm not talking about healthy situations that can occur in this world, of course. But I mean, when you're dealing with people like that and they know you depend on them, and they know you don't have nothing else lined up, like if they snatch this fuel from you, where else do you have to go? Like if I have someone supplying me something for my business and they're the only person I can get it from, I'm pretty damn codependent on them. If they shut down, if they run out, I'm asked to fuck out, at least because I never lined up a plan B and C, or the way that I structured shit. What you need is yourself. What you need is God. And that's how you got it. People can come and go, even your own children, okay, even your family members. But you have to have a healthy type of perspective or approach when you're just dealing with relationships anyway, and it'll spare you from that codependent energy. Okay. But yeah, the minute you let a motherfucker think you need them, mm, that's, if they're in a certain energy, because they're MFer at this point. So if they're in that category, that's when they gone, definitely show their true colors at that point. All right. The next thing that I have on here is toxic people tend to view you how they view themselves. That's definitely a lesson there. And that goes for times where I was less emotionally mature and I let the way that, the name calling and the stuff that people were projecting onto me, making it second guess who I am as a person. So, yeah, you just understand that a lot of times people are projecting how they view themselves on you. That's why someone's accusing you of cheating. They're probably cheating. The stuff that they're projecting on you, and you're like, it don't even make sense. Why would they be accusing me of this, accusing me of that? It's because it's them. It's a part of their character. It's a part of how they rock and roll. So they're projecting it on you. So definitely understand when someone's projecting versus someone that's trying to have a healthy intervention with you to help bring self-awareness to something that's actually a fact. Something that if you keep it real with yourself, you know what, I do this sometimes. I am struggling in this area. You'll know. But if it's like, what the hell? Like, why is this person? Yeah, they're projecting their own shit, you know? All right. So the next thing I have here is I've definitely learned from a narcissist to trust my instincts. All right. Basically, trusting my instincts, trusting my discernment, and thinking for myself. All of that, we could just group it together because guess what? These people, they benefit from you not thinking for yourself. In a perfect world, you would let them think for you, which means, they have the control to, say and do for you to say and do what they want you to do, obviously, right? So yeah, learning to trust your instincts, even if it's those gut feelings like, you know what, I don't know why, but I don't feel good around this person, you know, or something is putting me off about their energy. Trusting those feelings, even if you don't have a bunch of receipts. I think I said this maybe a month and a half ago in a live chat. Like, don't be the person that needs to get beat upside the head with a truth. Like, if you are intuitive enough, if you're spiritual enough, if you're connected to source enough to be able to have certain type of gifts, or God is communicating and letting you know, like, trust your guts, trust your instincts. Later on, you're gonna be thinking about like, you know what, I was right, you know, and you'll think of times where, you know what, I had a feeling and I just didn't want to trust it enough because I needed more stuff up in my face. But in these type of cases, more stuff up in your face is experiences that you don't want to have, you know, trauma that you don't want to experience, betrayals that you could do without. Okay. So trust your instincts, point blank, period. You don't need a bunch of evidence. So the last thing that I wanted to say here, to wrap this up, is I definitely learned, especially after making it to the other side of this experience. A lesson is, I've learned that I'm protected. I'm protected. Yes. I mean, when you go through a spiritual warfare like that and you come out through the other side, to see another day, to be greater, and then it just ends up being a stepping stone that propels you like into the sky in a very positive manner. But I definitely learned that I'm protected. Like, God's hand was over me. He allowed for this situation, but he knew what was going to come out of it. He knew what I needed to experience, and he knew he was going to work it for my good. So definitely know that you're protected in these situations, and just maintain it. Just keep maintaining that protection. Keep connected to source. Stay prayed up. That's why people say that, because you'll be surprised at how many people are smiling in your face and can't stand you, smiling in your face and envious and jealous of you. Smiling in your face to face it. All right. So, yeah, just stay prayed up, and it'll be the ones closest to you, buddy. Closest to you. All right. So I hope that, these positive lessons, hit with somebody. There's confirmation. I know it hit with somebody. Um, you know, it is what it is. This isn't a definitive list. Of course, there's more things that we learn in these situations. But yeah, let's make sure things are mutually beneficial and we're giving and taking. Let's not blindly jump into things. We're going to learn to get off of sinking ships faster than we would have in the past, okay? To minimize the impact of negativity and loss in our life and self preservation, okay? We're never going to let people think we need them to the point where they could just treat us any old kind of way, all right? We're going to understand how people project their negative emotions and dump negative emotions onto us because of how they really feel about themselves. We're going to learn to trust our instincts and our discernment and think for ourselves and understand that when we give that power over to other people, we're basically authorizing them to derail us out of our um, authenticity, number one, take us out of our own lane and put them wherever the fuck they please. And I don't think so. And then lastly, we're going to understand that through all of this, no matter how ugly it got, you were protected or else you wouldn't have made it this far. Okay. You're definitely protected and all will be well. Stay prayed up and connected to the source. All right, you guys, take care. I hope that you have a beautiful day. And I will see you guys in the next live chat on the bottom here, lakiacrawford.com. If you are interested in getting any type of coaching sessions with me, I've done this for a very long time. I am the best person at this. I am the best. As a matter of fact, I could add this to the list. Don't worry about being humble in life. Don't minimize yourself. Don't minimize your gifts. Don't be, soft in your voice. Like it is what it is. All right. I've coached people on every continent, you guys, across this globe. And it's been well. It's been well and good. I will say 99.9% of the time. And that other little percentage, I'm quite sure it was someone playing games, possibly even a real narcissist. I don't know. But either way, you guys, I do offer the coaching sessions. I do advise you guys to like my content. It helps to not only grow the channel, but it helps to get this information to other people in the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe and hit the bell because I don't have a set schedule. You'll be notified, hopefully. I know YouTube, sometimes they're good at this, sometimes they're not. I don't know. But at least give yourself a fighting chance at that point. Subscribe and hit the bell. If you're new to my channel, I have over 1,000 videos on this channel, helping people with their emotional maturity, healing their inner childhood wounds, and healing definitely from narcissistic abuse. All right. I encourage everybody to be psychology junkies and learn how the human mind works and not just laser focus on narcissistic abuse. That's what I promote here on my channel. All right. With that being said, you guys, I'm going to go ahead on about the rest of my day. I love you guys. I'll be thinking about you, and I'm sure it won't be too long before I'll be back on here again. Talk to you soon, and stay safe and well.